Alright everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to a very, very important and very, very special video here with me, Kieran, because we're starting our prep for FIFA 23 today, okay? And we're going to be talking about, you've seen it in the title, the web app, how to get set up, how to make coins, everything you need to know, okay? This is going to be a whole series of these videos. We're going to talk about how to use your early trial, how to work out the new chemistry, how to do SBC, stuff like that. But today we are focusing on the web app. Of course, let me know if there's anything else that you maybe want me to do a help video on down below, and of course I'll take your comments into account. But today we are focusing on the web app, so we're going to be looking at how to maybe get the best players, how to get the best team that you can on the web app, how to invest before the actual game comes out, because we've got a big wait this year. Normally the web app comes out maybe a day before the EA Play Early Access. We've got a 5, maybe even 6 day wait before that now, so the web app is going to be really, really important, more than ever, okay? So I think this video is going to be really helpful for you guys. I've definitely learned a few things while making it, been able to build my experience from this year as well. I did one of these videos last year, so already had some stuff that I managed to help you with last year, but I think I've definitely improved that. But I'm going to stop waffling and now I'm going to get into the video. Right, so the first thing that you're going to need to know, this is a really important one. If you want to get on the web app, okay, you're going to have to have played the FIFA before. So you're going to have played FIFA 22, not for long, maybe for like a minute or whatever, but you're going to need to have played Ultimate Team on the same Origin account you're using for FIFA 23 to log into the web app for at least a minute or two, okay? If you don't have FIFA 22, what I'd recommend is just maybe game share with friends or go around a friend's house next time you're there. If someone's got FIFA, just log into your account just for a minute or two and then you'll be able to play, okay? That should get the transfer market unlocked. If you can't get that unlocked, it's okay. I believe you can go on the web app anyway for the first 2 weeks, okay? So as long as you're getting the game straight away and for Christmas, it wouldn't be too much of an issue. But the transfer market is where you're going to be able to make coins, so you do kind of need it. So that's what I'd recommend there. If you're having any trouble with the market anyway, I'm going to do a video on that. I did one last year, but I'm going to do one again this year. That'll probably be coming out in the next few days. If you're watching this today, this comes out on how to get access. But obviously, when you get on the web app, the first thing you're going to do is load up Ultimate Team. It's the only thing you can do on the web app, so you're going to have to go into Ultimate Team. I'm doing it here on the game because the web app has been taken down for maintenance. I'm using the actual game, but it's all the same. The menus will just look slightly different. So, first thing you're going to have to do is pick your nation for your starter pack. We've got a good selection of nations. I would recommend we go with either England, Brazil, France or Argentina, any of the first 4, okay? Maybe England would be the best, and what you're thinking about here is not only the players you're going to get for your team, because let's be honest, they're all going to be a bit rubbish anyway, but also who is going to work for SBCs for you. And because England's got 4 leagues, and some of the starter SBCs require like 1 nation or 2 nations in quite a few leagues, England is very, very useful for that. If you want to maybe think about SBCs further down the line, ones like maybe first 11, obviously going to be different this year because of the chemistry, but I expect the requirements to be the same. First 11, Puzzle Master, ones like that. Brazil, France and Argentina would be the ones I'd recommend, but I'm going to go for England personally here because that's what I reckon. They're telling us about changing my club name and stuff there. I don't know why, but there we go. We're going to get a starter pack now. It doesn't really matter who you get. I don't believe they're tradable, whoever that is. I think that's going to be Bamford. What you want to do first is get as many players in that link together. Obviously it's going to be different on that FIFA, but as I said, I'm making a video on that. What you want to do is obviously it's nations, it's leagues and it's clubs. Get as many players from the same nations and leagues as you can in here to get the most chemistry on the new FIFA, because you might get an objective done by doing that. So that's what I'd recommend. So like, I can see like this guy doesn't get me much more chem, he gets me a little bit more. So even if he's out of position, if he gets more chem and he's a decent player, we'll stick him in. Like Cook would definitely be better for that. And then maybe even if it doesn't really work too well, we can just put like an English guy in here. It'll give us a little bit more chem. So you can see we're already up to 90 there, which will probably get us an objective done. But you see now, it's time for a lone player, okay? And the lone player isn't the most important thing, but I'd recommend, like, at the start of FIFA, when you're actually playing the game, you are going to, like, need them. They could be, like, an outlet for you, a good player to kind of get you going, really. I definitely do that. I used Pogba for mine last year. You guys might remember that, but I definitely use them, okay? Don't, like, downplay how important the lone player is. So I'd definitely get an attacker or a midfielder. You can see here we've got Haaland, Lukaku, Griezmann. None of those look particularly good. If none of them take your fancy, guys, you can just look at a different position, okay? If you go back to the same position, you'll get the same players. But if I go here, I mean, like, maybe I'll consider Sancho. He links. I like dribbling. He's got 5-star skills. He suits my playstyle, so I could go with him. I wouldn't waste it on getting a centre-back or anything like that. Maybe you could go with a goalie if you really, really kind of want to get a better goalie for the first few games, but it's up to you. But I'm probably going to go with Sancho because he suits the way I play and he links, which is exactly what you want. There we go. Sancho's gone into my team. I'm going to keep him there for now, but we're on to a very, very important bit here, and that is the kits, okay? I'm guessing you guys will just like throw away here and go, oh, it's a kit, it doesn't matter. It does, okay? Because these kits, they might not be on FIFA 23, but for the last few years they've been tradable, which is really, really helpful because some of these kits are popular. I've been really, really nice here with the ones I've got here. We've got Galatasaray, which sells for a lot, they're a very popular club. We've got Milan, and we've also got Real Madrid. So instead of just picking a kit you find the nicest, look for one that will sell for the most. So if you get a proper, like, massive club, like we've got two here, we've got Milan and Real Madrid, I'll go with Real Madrid because they're more popular. But try and find the most popular club you can here. And if there isn't any, maybe a kit that everyone really likes, like, I'm just trying to think, like the Ajax kit, but maybe if it was a team that wasn't as famous as Ajax, that kind of kit. So we're having a look here. We've got Atletico Madrid and Chelsea. It's probably the ones to pick between here. Obviously, that will be Juventus on the next game. They'll be back, so they're a good one to pick as well. I will probably go, that Chelsea kit isn't very nice, but a lot of people support Chelsea, so I'll go Atletico Madrid, because they've got a similar support, but they are very good. And then badge, Manchester United. Man United badge might even go for 5k at the start of the game. They're so popular, have so many fans around the world, it's a really good one to pick. Right, as you can see here, I've got some welcome back stuff. If you've played FIFA 22, you will have this, and this is really, really helpful for you, okay? We're going to ignore these updates and go straight through them. You won't have that because obviously you're playing the game at the start. But yeah, these packs are really, really helpful. They've been better this year at FIFA 22 than they've ever been before, so I kind of expect that to continue. You see all of these, you've got 80 plus players, you've got loads of them. It's going to be so helpful to kind of build you a team. And I wouldn't recommend, once you've got this team, building, like, buying any players for it or anything. Just build the best team you can with what you've got. I need a player that links here, and Son is Premier League and very good, so I'm going to go with him. If there's a player that's like an 84 like Foden there and he links, but there's a much better player like Son, I would just personally take Son because you want to use them in game. Like Son off chem, especially when there's no off chem now in the new game, I'd definitely take Son over Foden there. But yeah, some more kits, some more stuff that you can potentially sell. I don't know if it's untradeable or not here. It is all tradable, so what I do is I've sent it to the club there, but you could send it all to the list and just go through it. I'd really recommend you do that. And then these players here are tradable as well, okay? And I know a lot of you are going to be wondering about how the players are going to go up in price, they're going to go down. It really, really does depend on what kind of player it is. So you see here I've just got Schlager, Davies, with a few others. Send them all to the club. Don't discard anything, okay, guys? Send everything to the club, and then I'd recommend going through all the players, maybe checking their prices and stuff. But what we saw last year, which was a bit rare, we've got team of the season here. Obviously, you're not going to get that, but let's just say this is a really good player. So, okay, we'll just say that's normal Marquinhos. If you get a player like Marquinhos, they are likely to rise, okay? Those top players will rise for the first few days and then go down, is what we've seen. Not down by much, but they'll rise a little bit and then go down. So you can make an extra 60, 70k if you actually wait for the game to come out. Wait until maybe the second day the game's out, which I think is a Thursday this week. That's probably the best thing to do. If you get really, really meta players, so like Kimpembe, Ferland Mendy, those kind of players, they go down and then they rise. It will be different this year because of the World Cup. I wouldn't recommend holding on to players this year for that long until November. Because the World Cup mode is definitely going to cause prices to go down because people sell their teams to play World Cup mode. So what I'd recommend is players like Kimpembe, Ferland Mendy, ones you know everyone is going to use. You kind of want to hold on to them maybe for 2 weeks this year, maybe then holding on to them until November. Those really meta ones that are kind of like the best cards in the game that you can get until better things come out. Usman Dembele I'd include in that category too. But ones like Kanate, stuff like that, ones that people use for like the first week or two, they'll just go straight down, so don't hold on to them. Do your preview packs every single day on the web app as well. You might get something nice. So you can see here we have got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He sells for a little bit at the start of the game, but so add up what everything's worth in your pack. If it's over 7.5k and if it's just slightly over, get it, okay? If it's not, then don't. But obviously be aware of tax. If you don't know what tax is, EA take 5% off to stop basically to give you less coins. There's no actual reason for it. It's like you having less coins. So what you want to do once you've done that is you want to go to your club and check for all the players, see how much they're worth if you haven't already. Obviously, if any of them are going for like a madly high amount or anything, just get rid of them, just sell them, okay? But anything you've got left, just hold on to it if you think it's going to go up. Maybe build a team. You don't need to buy players for a team yet, because let's be honest, like you can't play games the first few days. What's the point? You might as well save your coins, because all you want to do on the web app is make as many coins as possible, okay? And a way that you can maybe get yourself a little bit of help for when you start the game is by going into the objectives, okay? Obviously, daily objectives, there's not going to be too much there that you can really do in like seasons and that. But if you go to the foundations, this is where we'll find some stuff, okay? I know it's not much, but you'll find some little coins and stuff here that can be really helpful. You see like 100 coins just for playing Div Rivals you won't be able to do. But if you go down to like the basics, you can put a player in the correct position, you get coins for that. Linking players by nationality, all of that I can go and do that now, and I will get myself some like silver packs, a few gold packs, and some consumables. And at the start of the game, I know like you guys probably overlook consumables. They're really, really important. At the start of the game, we love a consumable. There's not going to be contracts or anything like that, and the position changes will be changed this year, but they're still really helpful. The universal position change, we'll go into more detail on that later, and chemistry styles are going to be useful for when the game starts. And obviously, as well as that, you could just get yourself a few coins, and these coins will add up. You see, like an artist chemist style, there are 150 coins and some silver packs. But if you go down and you do all the coins, like you see, there's 150 there, 250 there, whatever, you can get yourself a few K, which is really good to start trading, which is the next thing we're going to get into. So you might have heard me mention a little while ago the universal position change. That's going to be the new position changes in FIFA 23. If I go to the market now, you'll see that there's the classic position changes, the centre forward to striker, stuff like that. There's a thing in FIFA 23 called secondary positions. There'll be more info on it in my chemistry video, which will be coming out soon. There'll be links in the description when it's out. The universal position change changes players to their alternate positions. So there's just going to be one that is used for everything, okay? So let's be honest, there's always going to be demand for it, and people aren't really going to understand it when it comes out, so I expect it to go up in price. So I'll just go position modifier only. Say it's going for like a little bit, like 600, 700 coins. You might be able to bag a few and then sell them on for like 1.2, 1.3k, maybe even more a few days later. So it's definitely worth doing. And what I'd recommend to make the most coins is put it on bid. See if you can bid on them, especially on the web app. Bids are your friend, okay? So you can see here, like, they might be going for 600 coins, but there might be a few bidding for 150. Just try and blanket bid on as many as you can. Don't go over the asking price. Make sure that you're making coins even when there's tax. Obviously, I mentioned chemistry styles as well. They're really important. You can kind of do the same thing with them. The ones you're looking at are the ones that are really popular. So any ones that have the 3 pace boost, so that'll be the Hunter, the Catalyst, and Shadow, and then ones that have like 2 pace, 2 physical, and something else normally great as well. So that's like ones like Hulk. I know Senator is quite good. I think that's a 3-3 one. Anchor, and I know it's. I don't think this is a 2-2-2 one, but Sniper is pretty good as well, and Finisher. There are ones that are probably the best. Yeah. Goalkeeper, chem style, stuff like that, don't worry about them. Another way that you can make yourself quite a few coins is if you go into the concept players, guys. Obviously, you can do concept players on the web app. Look for like kind of leagues that are helpful for SBCs. So that'll be the eFigs leagues, the top 5 leagues, and normally ones like the MLS are quite helpful as well. What you want to find is positions for either leagues or nations where there's maybe only 1 or 2 gold cards. They don't have to be good cards. If I could maybe go to the Championship, which is quite a popular SBC league, and I'm going to put it on concepts, I'll have a look at in each position, like what kind of goal players are knocking about, and you can see like there's a goalkeeper, there's a few goalkeepers, so goalkeepers isn't going to be a great one. There's a few midfielders, stuff like that. There's a few right wings. Just kind of look for one where there isn't many players. So if I have a look at Tete's a right back, is there any other right backs here? There's not. So Tete as a gold right back will probably go for a bit, so he'd be a good card for me for investing. Because let's be honest, no one's buying him for their team, so they're not going to need, like, they're not going to be, there's not going to be much demand for him before the game comes out. But when people need him for SBCs and they realise that he's a good SBC player and they've built a championship team, they've got 1 player left, it's a right back, they're going to have to buy Tete. So he will go up in price. He's a good example. Go to the MLS as well, you might find a few good examples. I recommend putting this on common. You can change it to rare if you've got a few more coins, but if you're kind of starting out trying to get coins, putting it on common is probably the best thing. So you can see we've got Pozuelos, Shaqiri here, Hernandez, but yeah, we've seen like there's 1 centre mid. Is there any centre backs that are gold? Like, there's that one guy there. Like, there's like 1 gold centre back. So they're the kind of ones you want to go for. If I have a look, just checking, yeah, no other gold centre backs. I will get like Crescito. He'll be another good one because there's no other centre backs that are gold. And yeah, no one's going to be using them because they'll look at their stats and go, they're not great. They won't be worth too much. But when everyone starts doing the SBCs, once they play a few games, get those Div Rivals coins, they are going to be trying to buy those players to complete the more advanced SBCs. Videos on them will obviously be on the channel as well. And one more thing, guys. I've said this a few times already, but I'm just going to reiterate. It's a really important point. You don't need to buy kits. You don't need to buy a badge. Just wait a while for them. They will go down eventually. After probably not too long, you will pack the badge that you want anyway. They're really common. I see the West Ham badge all the time. And same with kits. Just find some kits that are nice, but it doesn't really matter. Because let's be honest, if you're not playing the game, you don't need kits. But even when the game comes out, first few days, maybe first few weeks, even don't buy kits and badges. Just use what you've got. And don't buy a team until the game's out, okay? Because the trend from last year is going to be a lot more useful than the past few years. And last year did buck the trend because like all the packs came out at the start, market was a bit different, and obviously they changed the rivals placement coins and stuff like that. Cards just went down like that, but normally they'd bump up after the first few days and then go down, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. I'd recommend just selling stuff straight away this year, actually, unless it's really, really meta and then I'd hold on to it for a week or two. But yeah, apart from that, there's not really too much else to say, guys. Just like ones to watch trading, stuff like that, we're going to bin it off this year. Ones to watch trading, there's so many leaks and stuff now, it is not worth doing for anyone that was wondering about that. I'll go into more detail on trading again soon, obviously, when we get closer to the time. But yeah, that's all from me, guys. Let me know if this helped down below. Any other FIFA 23 help you might need or any videos you want before the game comes out, make sure you let me know, and hopefully I will see you soon. Have a good day, and goodbye.